Thank you for joining me. I want to talk about this war and these visions that I had from God about the war that we're about to face. We are headed towards World War III. And I had a dream about this nuke just going off, and I can just see the smoke, and I can feel the smell. You can even taste it when it goes off. And I was only 18 years old, and I remember waking up, and I was like, man, that is a bad dream. I was still in denial at the time about my visions, but that was the first time I seen the nukes go off. So in one of my videos, I speak about Russia, how Russia will invade the United States. And I've seen that so many people say, oh, well, Russia can't invade Ukraine. With the help of other people, they will certainly invade us. They will invade us from the inside out. I had a vision where a Russian soldier, they were in my household. It was not my house at the time. It was somebody else's, but it was a shelter. And I was not a hostage, but I was, how can I say this? They weren't mean to me. The Russian soldiers weren't mean to me. But it was like I was in captivity, but they had respect for me. That's what I seen. And they were in my home. And they were running things. They were in the streets. They were everywhere. And they were they were the top dog, as people say. I seen Russian soldiers everywhere. Russia would invade us along with other countries. So you can just read the book of Isaiah chapter 13. It talks about how nations from far away, they come from the mountains. They're mustering up a plot against the United States of America. So when we see these immigrants or these foreigners coming in, make no mistake, this is a part of biblical prophecy and God's judgment towards the United States of America. So these things are not because of a certain administration, as people believe that it's administration that is causing all these things. This is a part of God's judgment. I had a vision where I was looking at a bird's eye view, an area view, when I think it was like 23 years old, and I seen each nation fall like dominoes. And it was horrendous because the world was basically collapsing and nations were falling. In this recent vision I seen this war that started overseas. It began to grow. It's currently still growing now as we speak. And I tried to warn people months ago that we were currently in a war, and it's silent for now. Now we're seeing the evidence of the war. Now the war is going to get louder, and it's going to speak a lot of volume. We're going to hear about other nations getting involved in this war we never would think get involved, right? And so in this vision, I can see just nations just going against each other. And I can see soldiers breaking into American homes and Americans fighting back and using weapons. It was a whole civil war going on. It was a war with the soldiers and civilians. It was, civilians going against soldiers. Back in the day when I had my visions, I used to witness soldiers gunning people down in the middle of the streets. Even American soldiers were gunning down their own people during this time because it was so chaotic. You got to understand the mind frame of people when these things are going to happen. So you got to be rooted and grounded in Christ and have his protection during these last days. So people minds, they're not going to comprehend exactly what is going on. It's going to be completely chaotic. So in this vision, the recent one I had that God gave me, it was chaotic, and the war is just, it was up to here. And I could remember I was walking like the Shenandoah Valley, and I was just walking. Seems like for a very long time, but I could see people passing me. And I'm thinking to myself, the war is back there. Won't you walk far away from the war? And I could, in the vision, I'm saying this to myself, and I was just walking. I had no idea where I was going. And as I was walking, I could just see these people. They were talking and they were chatting like they had not a care in the world. And all of a sudden, I just seen and smelled and witnessed a huge nuke go off. And I woke up. And I knew what it all meant. I knew. And God is pouring out his heart to his people. And the reason I am wearing this black, because God asked me to and said, this is, I want you to show them how there will be much mourning, that it is ahead, much mourning that is ahead, especially for America and Babylon and the world. There will be great mourning. God is upset at these things. He is not happy. He is displeased. This is a time where we're going to see these things happen. The biblical prophecies will fulfill themselves, regardless of if you believe that God is real or he's not. His prophecies will fulfill himself. In the book of Joel, chapter 3, it talks about the judgment against the nations. So God has judged the nations. People believe that, oh, well, this administration, that is administration. None of that matters because they are all the same. We are on this beast system, right? So we are on this slave system where they are the same, it's the same quarter, heads or tails, same bird, right wing, left wing. It's the same bird, right? So the things that are happening, they're going to happen. They're supposed to happen because God is the ultimate judge. No administration has any authority unless given to them by God, okay, to do such things. So no country has any authority unless it is given to them by God to do such things. God has granted other countries to do these things to America. The reason why he has granted these other countries to do things to America, because this is a part of our judgment, okay? This is our judgment.